mind. It's going to be a quick show this evening. It's a bit late as well, sadly. We've been trying to set up things for Friday's show. Friday's show's going to be a big one, the big 5G rollout. So we're going to discuss it. We're going to hit up with scientific facts, with experts in the field, and we're really going to nail it down and tell everybody exactly what it means to you, me, all of us, all living creatures on this planet. But for this evening's show, we're going to have a bit of a look and a bit of a run into the Q and what QAnons have been dropping, what QAnons have been posting, because there's been quite a number of posts over the past few days, well, over the past couple of weeks actually, and they're really starting to mount up to a positive action. They're leaving us breadcrumbs pointing out that something big is going to happen, and it could be happening soon. Hopefully, it will start happening soon.
12th of... I think it's going to happen, really soon. Well, the drop said today it's happening upon the outing of McCabe and his corruptness with the dossier with Donald Trump and who was involved. So another post was a picture of from the last refuge. It says, sometimes conspiracy theories are not theory. Nellie Oha is the wife of DOJ Deputy Bruce Oha, and she is an employee with Fusion GPS. Why would she apply for a ham radio license a month after Fusion GPS contracted with MI6 agent Christopher Steele? It has a link to the application that she put in and her license for the ham radio. And underneath it says, avoid NSA data collection. It failed. Q. So that means that she was trying to avoid data collection from the NSA.
Yep.
Which is the reason why she got a ham radio. She thought it'd be secure. But unfortunately, fortunately for the good people, the NSA can bypass that and still hijack what's being said and done. So they screwed up badly and left a trail behind along with it.
Yep. There's also the information that's come out that the deep state have been in touch with NTE, the Chinese mobile telephone company. Is it NTE? Yeah, I think it's NTE.
LTE.
Yeah.
What the manufacturers of them?
Yes, the manufacturers of the mobile phones. They were trying to. Well, they had a full crate load of black phones that were
dodgy phones.
Phones that were, I don't think they'd be untraceable, but a lot harder to sort of hack into, and a lot harder for people to get the information from them. And it was discovered that they'd actually gone to China to order these phones especially, then have them shipped back into the United States to hand around CIA agents, FBI agents, and deep state operatives, so they could all sort of remain in touch and remain in contact off the grid.
That's right.
Yeah, which very deep statey of them. Well, you can see that's why
you'd struggle to tap the phone, wouldn't you, if you've got no way of getting into the software or hard.
Yeah, well, they did that with Blackberries as well, because Blackberries were, CIA grade sort of encryptions, and very difficult to hack into and very difficult to get the information from, weren't they? So that's why
Blackberries were military grade encryption.
Yeah.
I took black of that. So do you know how everyone had Blackberries and they would no one could get through to them? Do you know the little codes that you had at the top?
Yeah.
that was your BB code, BlackBerry code.
Yep.
Well, that was your individual code that would help to connect with that military encryption. You could go deeper involved in it and work out the encryption levels, and it was ridiculous. And they took it over and they shut BlackBerry out.
Yep, they shut BlackBerry down.
Probably the best phones that you could have had. I had BlackBerries up until
I had a BlackBerry as well. They were good phones with a little QWERTY keyboard on them, and you could see that the establishment and the government were afraid of them after the London riots, when they saw that a lot of people were the London riots were really set up through BlackBerry Messenger, weren't they? A lot of people were getting in touch with each other through BlackBerry Messenger, and then they all decided to have a bit of a riot and a bit of a shop raid, didn't they? And the police had no idea about it until it was far too late. And that's because of the BlackBerry encryption, and they couldn't break into the phones, and they didn't know what was going to happen. So, say nowadays, if you went onto your smartphone and you went onto Facebook Messenger, you created a big Facebook Messenger group with loads of your friends in it, and you set up some civil disobedience or some civil unrest through the Facebook Messenger app, your private messages, no, they'd be straight onto you like a ton of bricks, wouldn't they? Because they can see
as soon as you send that message and one person replied, you'd have the police on your door.
Definitely. And we're talking about Facebook a bit at the moment. Did you see
unless if you could code it.
Yeah.
If you could code the messages, then they might not be able to understand them, but it might take them a little bit longer. But yeah.
And well, if you don't use an obvious code like pizzas and pastas,
and hot dogs,
yeah,
and walnut whip sauce.
Oh, right.
Yes, all sick. And would you like mayonnaise?
Oh, you've left your handkerchief.
Yes. Oh, you've left your handkerchief with ketchup on, which means you've left the DNA here.
Yeah, you donkey. Yeah. And well, did you see the Facebook? Well, the EU interviewing Zuckerberg earlier.
I've seen part of it.
Farage gave him a good.
I heard all the 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You asked me a question.
Yeah.
I said I had all the questions asked to him, but I had not heard the replies because it cut out.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw Farage give him a bit of a kicking. Well, no, it was a bit of a congratulations and look, we love Facebook and how much we use it, and it's done really good for us. But let's give you a bit of a kicking, and then so it was like one of those backstabby compliments, which was
a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, it was quite funny. But yeah, like you said, before he could actually give out any answers, cut the stream. And
I couldn't find another stream for it either.
No. I remember I put a few comments on there, mentioned LifeLog and the CIA, and said it was.
Oh, I did as well.
Yeah.
I put fascist book equals FBI CIA sign up.
I put it. There's no point talking to Zuckerberg. He is just a puppet. The actual people that run Facebook is the CIA. Research LifeLog, and you'll start to figure things out. It is what do I call it? An information harvesting tool.
Data harvesting.
Yeah,
a Silicon Valley expertise shitbags. And that's what I call them, because they are. I don't like Silicon Valley. Never liked it. And the more I find out about Silicon Valley, the more I dislike it.
Yeah.
I have no hatred or anything like that. I just have a lot of disrespect and a lot of disregard for these people.
Distrust.
Yeah, it's not even mistrust. I just disregard them from my life. I forgive them, right? And that's my present to them. But my present to me is forgetting them.
Yeah, because
Moving on.
How does Vinny describe them? The alt left tech alliance. Yeah, the alt left tech alliance. Government controlled Silicon Valley.
Part of it.
Yeah.
The deep state. The deep state is the main part of the old tech alliance, and then you'd have like all your little subdivisions. Like you have your Hope Not Hate and your Antifas and all of these people.
Yeah, it's a many-faceted jewel. I don't know. That's a compliment. It's a many-headed beast with disgusting slimy beast. A worm wriggles through the mud that's covered in slime with 1,000 little wormies coming out of it, like little wiggles. Yeah. Yeah, and we've also, well, it's not particularly Q posts, but Trump's tweets. Going after Barack.
What a guy.
Going after Obama. I want to see your birth certificate, mate. I want to see your college enrollment forms, please.
Isn't it funny how the person who was looking over the birth certificate of Obama died subsequently, not long after?
I've seen Q post of her alive in the water and a suspicious looking black sort of object near her feet, which looked like a frogman.
Who?
It looked like a frogman, a scuba diver. A scuba diver.
What post was that?
It was something on my Instagram earlier, but I just followed so many things now on Instagram. I won't be able to find. I don't think I'll be able to find it again. Did I save it? Let's see if I saved it. Collections, Hive. Darn it! No, I didn't save it. Darn it! But it showed a picture of her, the woman, clinging to a life raft with her head above the water, still alive. And then it showed a dark, sort of weird shape.
What woman? What woman?
The woman from the plane crash, where everybody else survived, but she died because it landed in water. And there was a picture of her. Well, it described it, the picture of her as being her. I don't know, because I don't know exactly what she looked like. But yeah. And then it showed a picture of like a dark shape next to her, and with like an outline around it of the sort of scuba gear. And you could see that it did resemble a scuba diver. And the story was...
Must be an early post then, because I can't remember that of any time of late. And I'm literally going through every single post now.
Somewhere else. I can't even...
You need to start archiving, mate.
I know.
Start learning how to archive.
What I normally do is I'll just have a quick look through my Instagram late at night when I'm in bed, just about to go to sleep. I'll have a quick look through it, and then when you're sleepy like that, you look at things and you forget to you forget.
I never forget to archive anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's interesting. Gone. I'm having that.
Yeah, but it was
like even if it's like an article
or
something like that, I'll Control P and then I will save it as a PDF. So it downloads it as a PDF and then I'll save it and then it's Okay, go offline then.
Yeah, well, I do it on my phone, so I just put it on a little savey bit. Because I find a lot of information through Instagram. Instagram's got full of loads of information on it.
How true is all of that, though? You can't just rely on Instagram.
No. But where is it?
There's a lot of disinformation out there. A lot. It's required at some point, but yes. I'm going to have a good chat with someone over the next forthcoming weeks about NLP.
Yep. That's neuro-linguistic programming for the viewers.
Yep. And MK Ultra and who's involved in it and who's can be docs. I've got names. I'm going to start doxing these people. I'm going to start getting things together. I'm going to start giving information to a couple of other people to get a bit more information on these people and start outing them. These people are taking people's money after psychologically mind controlling them through various types of traumas and various types of programming, literal programming. So yes, he's a very nice chap. He lives not too far from my local area. So I'm going to be arranging a meeting and some speaking, and hopefully we'll get him on. When I meet up with him, I'll speak to him about Discord and start discussing that and tell him what we do. Bring
him onto onto the server. Not only ours,
he wants to get the word out. He wants to get the word out. He spent 7 years in NLP. He was also someone who was a recruiter, and he woke. He came out of it and woke, and he realised what was going on, and now he's telling the story.
That's great. That's the sort of people we want. You know, they're the true heart of the information. The ones that have been, seen, done, lived, experienced, and have awoken from it, and are ready to tell the tale and ready to tell the story and blow that whistle. Because I think anybody,
people that are showing some of his work to, who didn't believe in MK Ultra, who had who thought I was nuts about this MK Ultra and was, it's just a load of old cobble, rah. It's just stuff they talked about ages ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, but they use it still to this day. And then I showed him this video, and then like me and this person talking, stuff like that. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. And they was like, wow, how have they got it down to such a normal level? I was like, your TV.
Yeah.
It's mind control.
Programming. Simple, quick, easy. Yeah, the flicker rate, even
they have many forms of MK Ultra, and very many forms that fall under the umbrella of MK Ultra.
Well, it's been going for 60, 65, 70 years. They've got good at it. They've got really good at it. And
if not longer. Before the Second World War, this started happening.
Yeah.
SS and scientists and that. They're all involved in it. Prescott Bush, all involved. Operation Paperclip.
The euthanasia.
It's in everyone's face.
The Nazi euthanasia programs that came from America.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And I put that Instagram post into the chat. Have a look at it. It's got a video. It's actually a video, and you'll see them bobbing about in the water.
I'll have a look.
Yeah.
It might be something that was connected to the chans, not an actual Q post itself. It might be something that's connected to the chan boards. I'll have a look. I'll be able to tell when I have a look.
Yeah. I found this source of information to be quite genuine, quite Yeah, quite a good one, a good source. But obviously, I'd like someone else's scrutiny upon it as well, because that's the best way to do it. Not only to self-scrutinize things, but to have others have a bit of a scrutiny upon it as well. Because many minds make the most magic. And we're starting to find the neuro-linguistic programming, that's going to be a great show, because if we can crack the nut of that, we can start to show people how, even simple, training days that you have at work can be common purposed. Even, just a little, we're going to have a little training day today. We're going to get you a little NVQ level something, and we're going to have this teacher come in and teach you all this stuff. And, you'll sit there in the classroom, in a classroom environment, which is one of the environments they love to use for NLP, because it takes you back to your youth, when you were younger and when your mind was open and you were learning things. Very dangerous.
Oh, wow.
You see?
Very, very dangerous. I see this. Yeah, I've just seen that, and you're right. You're right there. It's very dangerous. It's making a connection with QPost and the Jamboard. So I've seen that video. I didn't realise you was on about that one. If you'd have said Hawaii video, I might have very much, but yeah.
Well, that Lud, was it Lud? That was the only,
Loretta Luddy.
Yeah.
She was the one that was going over the Obama birth certificate.
Well, she faked it, didn't she? And she did a really shit job of it. She didn't even take out the layers on Photoshop, so it was still layered.
Yeah.
These people are stupid. Yeah.
Couldn't have the person who made it alive, could you?
Oh no. Too much risk. Anybody who knows too much, it's got to go.
It's gone.
Yeah. Same with Seth Rich.
unless if you're just people who don't have a following or have if one of us had the Obama records, we'd be gone.
Yeah. Definitely.
If any of us had the I've got his name, man. Tim Osman, which is Osama bin Laden. And you got Barry Soetoro, which is Barack Obama. BHO, Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
People knew the truth. Very people knew. Then you've got Hitler. Was Hitler his real name? I wonder. Begs the question, doesn't it?
It does beg the question, because data and information back then was a lot easier to hide, distort.
That would have gone with Nazi treasure, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or in the Vatican archives, or in Freemasons Lodge, or where else?
Over the water in Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
Over off to Argentina with him.
And Hitler himself.
Yeah.
To Argentina, yeah. And what happens 4 miles north of a church where the Pope was? Oh, a little German village with only German-speaking people.
And it's proper,
funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, proper Bavarian-style architecture as well. It looks really out of place. Really out of place. It
is mini Germany.
And let's make it just that. And I'm not sure if they built it beforehand or built it afterwards. Did they build it there in preparation during the war to get him out to it, so he had a nice place to go to later?
I would imagine so.
Or did they get him out in the submarine, put him in some hotel or something, and then build it afterwards?
No, that village would have been built probably not to that extent that it was when in the late mid-50s when Hitler died. But yeah. Begs a lot of questions, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like I keep asking people, why is it the very same people are at war with each other or said to be against each other also have a peace treaty with each other in Antarctica? Please tell me, explain this one to me. I really don't understand it. Or is there just a show being played at hand and they're not at war? They're really just giving you a little charade.
Blood magic.
Charade.
Well, Antarctica, that's a that's a whole freaking subject in itself, really, isn't it? There's a lot of questions around Antarctica and what is actually down there, and why can nobody go down there?
I have a lot of questions about Antarctica.
Yeah.
One of them being, why can't I go there?
I know it's blinking code and I'd have to get a whole freaking team with me and stuff, but if I was a multi-millionaire, I could afford it.
I could get a team of people together, and you wouldn't have to be rich to go there. Just well prepared.
Yeah, well prepared. That's the thing. That's the thing.
It'd be helpful if you had a lot of money. But
well, you know, you've
not
got
necessarily required.
You could get aboard that Greenpeace boat that's always looking around Antarctica and stuff like that. And that'd be quite cheap. They're quite nice, happy people. You know?
In many ways you could get there, but just not allowed anywhere near it.
No.
There's no point even bother trying to look.
No, because they'd suicide you for trying.
Oh, you wouldn't even get a chance to, as soon as you got on a dock to go on a board, they'd be like, you ain't going anywhere, mate. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Or if they found you on board, you'd be going over.
Yeah, there you go. There's the South Pacific Ocean. Have a swim, mate. Fuck you. Yeah.
Enjoy.
It.
You might find MH307.
Yeah. What's MH307?
The missing plane.
Oh, that one. The one that disappeared on the. Wasn't there like
Pacific.
Isn't there like a secret island in the Pacific?
Oh, what do you mean, the American naval base?
Yeah.
In the British territory. Yeah, there is, yeah. Do you want to hear a little story on how we took over that? So when we got there were loads of wild dogs smothering the island, and they decided to get meat, specifically being the dogs that they had already killed, put them into cages, and then these dead dogs, put them into cages, and then they've got the other dogs running in there to scavenge them, and then they shut them in and then threw them in the water. See you later, gone. And then the other people, they took them on a ship, took them to an island like 1,400 kilometers away, dropped them off there, said, there you go, and then took over the island.
Yeah.
Those were the bad people of that that done that.
Obviously. Well, that were the bastard days when we were a bit, you know. Yeah.
But that's only one account that I've heard of it. But I don't disbelieve it.
You won't put it past them. You know.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't put it past them, would you? Oh. Especially knowing what we know now. That just seems like it seems like a little walk in the park for them now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the naval base is beautiful as well. The islands surrounding it, you can see one or two, but there's like a bunch of 8 islands, I think it is, maybe 7. Mm-hmm. And most of them are blurred out, so you wouldn't see what's on them. Tried many of times on various platforms, on various computers, or whether it be search engines, or whether I'm going on Google Earth or maps, or trying various things. I just cannot find anything other than just that one island of the naval base, which I find very strange why they'd allow a naval base to be shown, but they can't show.
Well,
What you would think to be, what you would think, or they would make you believe to be an empty island. Maybe they'd go, oh, well, we don't need to put any real graphics there because there's nothing there, nothing to see. Look, squirrel.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Oh, we'll show you just a little bit. We'll show you just like a
squirrel.
A little squirrel. Yeah, we'll show you a little squirrel here when there's actually, quite a lot there. And it wouldn't surprise me if there were sneaking people out there as well.
Oh. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like a whole plane of them.
Yeah. I wonder if it would be an express plane.
And people in Madagascar were saying that they've seen a plane flying low at that point when it was heading over them. Begs a few questions, doesn't it?
It does. And we all know that even if it didn't land there might have been someone aboard that plane that they didn't want to live anymore. So they'll just take out the entire plane with all the people on it just to get rid of that one person.
And if you don't want to find the remains, guess what? You take them to your naval base.
Yeah. Ditch it in the ocean. It either sinks to the bottom of the ocean, deep ocean. It's gone. Or
that's the other case that it went because in the Pacific. There's a lot of canyons that we've never been able to explore.
Oh yeah, the deep trenches.
They're huge, ridiculously. Some of these trenches are deeper than the highest mountains in the whole or canyons or deepest canyons on land. We've only reached 5 to 10% of the ocean.
Yeah,
there's a whole lot more to be looking at. We keep on finding new marine life as well and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, that's another possibility that it could have just sunk, and that's something that me and this young lady was talking about, and she goes, "Oh, what about the deep canyons?" And I was like, "It's a very good point because it could have just fallen straight down into the deep canyons, but it still doesn't explain why the transponder turned off and there's no trace of it."
Yep. Yeah.
When it hits the water to a certain depth, the transponder still keeps going.
Pinging.
Has its own electrical supply.
Yeah.
She goes, "That's a good point, actually." She goes, "But that's not." And I said, "That's not discounting that the plane could have sunk right down to the bottom of the canyon, but it just doesn't explain why the transponder was not working, or why the tracker and the black box wasn't responding, because they can send sonar signals to these things as well, which is one way they found one of the other plane crashes that happened in the middle of the ocean. They sent out sonar signals and they found the transponder.
Yeah, well, if you use because they've got a lot of submarine tracking boats, specially designed for tracking submarines, and a big steel tube is still a big steel tube.
Yeah, it's not small, is it?
Yeah, whether it's flying in the air or deep under the ocean.
So these are my questions. How the and that begs my question. One, how did it just fall out of the sky? And two, where was the transponder, and what happened with the information from the black box that is continuously on a relay sent?
Yeah, because
they're vital questions that need to be answered, and no aviation expert that I found has explained it, and haven't even seen any papers of any investigation that's happened. No. And I know it's not an English airline; it was a Malaysian airline.
Yeah,
but you would have thought you'd at least heard something.
Yeah,
at least one thing.
Well, how many people are still talking about it? It's not part of the news no more. It's gone. It's the past. It's water under the bridge now. Nobody's even thinking about it anymore. To be honest with you, I'd forgotten about it. Well, yeah, it had been pushed to the back of my memory until we brought it up tonight. But I think
It's thorough because I've looked into this quite a lot, and that's how I found this naval base. I'd never heard before, never even knew it existed. Didn't even know these isles existed, if I'm honest. And nor do a lot of people. I've spoken to a lot of people, and they're saying, like, what naval air base? What air base? So I show them, and they're like, oh, wow. Didn't even know that, Glenn. So exactly. I was like, and how far away is that from where the plane crashed? Well, I just asked questions. I was like, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. And it was brought up at, in a conversation before, like a few weeks ago. And I was asked, what's your theory on it then? So I explained it, what I'd looked into, what I'd seen, the questions I'm still asking. I still can't find answers to. And they were like, wow. They was like, you actually do look into everything, don't you, Glenn? I was like, I have a lot of questions that need answering.
Well, that's the thing. As soon as you start to pick up and start to ask these questions, you'll find more questions that need answering.
Exactly.
You're like, well, that answers that question.
But wouldn't it have just been easier to be asleep?
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just? But no, I couldn't. No,
it wouldn't.
I couldn't live with myself.
I'm so glad I'm awake, and thankful and grateful. Grateful at the most.
Well, imagine how much worse the world would be if it didn't have a few people that were still awake. If we were all asleep, these questions would not have been asked.
It'd be scary, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
that would have been Hillary Clinton in charge of America.
Second Amendment gone. Total world tyranny.
Well, I wouldn't even worry about that. They would have started a nuclear war before the Second Amendment got bloody repealed.
Yeah, no, it was either one of two directions. It was either one of two directions they could go down: the nuclear war direction or the subjugation of the United States populace.
Yeah, well, they would have done both in the same thing.
Yeah. Now we've got a couple,
and we would have been so deep into the EU, we would have just been regions in this country right now, and a state of Europe.
There wouldn't be England.
There would be no England. There would be no Scotland, or Ireland, or Wales, or Northern Ireland. There would just be region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and you'd be a state of Europe.
Yep, and the region capital for, I think even London wouldn't be a region capital. It would be across the water in Belgium or
Belgium would be the capital. Would have been the capital, and of the EU, it is the capital.
No, but you know, like
it created its own jurisdiction in Brussels. Basically, that's why Brussels wants to leave the EU, so they can kick them out of the country. Because even Brussels are getting antsy in their pants now.
Brussels.
Everyone's starting to wake up. Right? Everyone's like, "Oh, stuff it. If this is how they're going to treat everyone, we're just going to get out of this as well. Stuff it. Can't in Britain. We're going to join you. We're getting out of this. We're going to start speaking up about them." You start seeing these. Look at Hungary.
Yep.
The Hungarian Prime Minister. He's even made it law that George Soros is not allowed in the country, and nothing of George Soros and his influence is allowed in the country. The man sings the beautiful hymn to me. I like. There's going to be a choir of world leaders for me soon that are just banning Rothschilds and Soros and DuPonts and anyone else involved in these. And it's just going to be and that song that no one heard for that no one will be able to sing for 1,000 years. It's that song.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love it. The more people that ban Rothschilds and Soros and that I'll take them by the side of me. They're not my best friends, but I can work with these.
They're allies. If they're getting rid of them, they are our allies. Definitely.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not allies of
the same problem we do.
Definitely. It's.
What can we do with Gina Miller?
It's quite.
Do we just take away her citizenship and she has to remain an EU citizen, or
Even after the collapse of the EU and there's no EU left,
and then we'll trial her after that. So we'll put her through the horrible pressure that's going to have come.
No, that's a bit too evil.
On the European mainland continent, and after the EU collapses, we're like, oh look, we're going to extradite you and charge you for treason or something.
I had a really bad.
What charges could be brought up against her for doing what she's done?
Treason.
Is it? I don't think it's quite treason.
Sedition. It'd be sedition then. If it's not treason, then it's sedition. It's trying to, throw away the British Constitution.
Say, more sedition.
I came up with a really awful punishment.
And she's definitely a political terrorist.
Yeah.
Which would make it would be sedition, I'd say, because she's not actually done any harmful act to. She's just been as in she hasn't injured someone as in physically injured someone. Not that I know of. I don't know what she does in her spare time, and I know a lot of them in that sphere do that kind of pedovore stuff.
Could be on the adrenochrome as well.
I'm not disregarding that she might be part of it, but I'm not saying that she is because I don't know. I haven't seen any connections either. So speculation. But
can we
know what I know?
Can we send it to Calais in a short skirt?
No, because Concrete Jungle don't exist now, and I would just throw her in Sweden.
Oh yeah, send it to Malmo. There you go. Go to Malmo in a short skirt. Yeah, see how long you last.
This is another no-go zone in Europe.
Yep,
you're welcome to it.
This is what
it's a bit like Iran
or Somalia.
Or yeah, so it's
bit of a
crazy.
Yeah, but we can't dish out cruel punishments, can we? We're not like that. We stick to our constitution. We stick to the right and rule of law.
No, it's whatever the judge decides, and under the law, whatever punishment or
we could leave
sentence sees fit.
We could make her a citizen of Europe and leave Malmo the only place left in Europe, in the European Union. So then she would have to extradite her to there, so she has to go there. That's by the book.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Do you know what we could do? We could create a country, right, and have the European Union in there, right, with all of these immigrants that they so love, right, and then they can have all of them because that's what they really wanted. So they can. If that's what they really want, they can really have them. That's fine. But you can't leave there.
They can all live happily together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
see how happy life is then. See how much control you have over these people. These barbaric third world paid for extreme crazy people that don't care about anyone else into your country. Well, sounds perfect. Go ahead, have it.
Yep, have it.
Lord Juncker, Barnier, Macron, Merkel.
A lot of them. Yeah, got to get the Spanish royal family in there as well, and maybe our royal family too, because she's an EU citizen, isn't she, little Queenie?
Old Lizzie, yeah.
Yeah,
she is.
Yeah.
But I do love the look she gave old Rachel Meghan Markle. That's her real name. You know that, don't you? Her real name's actually Rachel Meghan Markle.
So she's lying about her name?
Yeah. Well, don't forget Harry's is Henry.
These people, they live a lie. They live a complete and utter lie. Their entire lives a lie. And
Even I don't know if they love each other. People say, "Oh, they love each other," and then I'm like, "Have you seen them in interviews together?" Half the time, Harry spent time chewing the side of his face because she's saying things she shouldn't be, or he's giving her a little nudge or a little sound.
Don't say that.
Like one of her in her speech, she said that she's proud to be a feminist. Guess what, darling? You're not allowed to have that opinion. You're not allowed to have that opinion anymore. Not at all. You can't go and marry a prince, right? A royal, and then start being a feminist.
It's not right, is it? and
well, as a royal, you're not even allowed to have a political stance. I know they do, but they can't be outspoken about it. Like William, I know he has Serco, but he doesn't stand there and start speaking about politics and stuff like that. Nor does Harry, nor does Charles or anyone like that. They don't go on this thing. So, yeah.
And look what happened to look what happened to Diana.
Kate never.
When she started to get political. When Diana started to get political, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand about Rachel, Meghan Markle thing, she was obsessed with him. She was completely and utterly obsessed with getting him, becoming a royal.
To George Soros's or divorcee of George Soros's nephew.
Yep. The sick little bugger. You've seen some of the pictures of him.
A possible connection. 2 seconds. A possible connection with Nixium does Rachel have? So, yeah.
And even her best friend said that she went off somewhere and came back a completely different, changed person, and then she couldn't be friends with her anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doesn't sound or smell right to me, that. Yeah.
She has no royal blood, nothing to do with royals. None of her family have anything to do with royals.
Nope.
So what's it all about? Like Kate's dad, he's part of the royals.
Yeah, he's part of the duchy.
So
well,
I don't know.
Is it they don't care about him that much because he's the illegitimate one? He's the third.
And this is something I said. I was like, he didn't look very royal, did he? In his attire. I was like, maybe because he's not a royal, eh? And I was like, oh, Glenn. I was like, well, he's not. I was like, his mum may have some royal blood in her. I was like, but he's not Prince Charles's.
No.
And I was like, what? I was like, definitely not Prince Charles's son. He looks nothing like William and looks nothing like Charles. I was like, he looks more like James Hewitt or that Spencer geezer. I can't remember his whole name.
Yeah.
But he's a high echelons person. She spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
So you've got two questionable characters there that you could point to, who she was very close with, and she admitted that she was in love with James Hewitt.
She did. And from Charles's connections, we can kind of gather and kind of see that he really might not have been into women.
And, well, a little bit. And don't forget, he was married to Camilla, or with Camilla before Diana. And then she couldn't have children, so he had to have children.
Yep.
So he got with Diana, had their children, they got married. No one wanted her to marry him.
Nope.
She didn't even want to marry him herself. She was very ill, which is why she was so thin. And then has the children. She gets killed off. He's back with Camilla.
Happy days. We'll carry on regardless. Yeah. So just a tangled web they weave, and they try to spin it like we're gonna freaking swallow it, like we're gonna think it's all freaking cushy and above board, and yeah. And it's
Some
just,
people do just buy it.
oh yeah, we know. We know that some people will believe what the television tells them. But, well, we've just got to get, the truth is out there, and we need to really start.
What's this? Mulder and Scully X-Files? The
Yeah.
truth is out there.
The truth is out there. Just put some chuffing effort in and research it, please. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to us. No, don't. What we'll
There's
you know,
some
we'll
real
point.
truth behind. There's some real truth behind X-Files.
Oh, probably is. Oh, but that music. Oh, the music proper creeps me out. It's one of the only pieces of music that will creep me out completely. Because I was a kid when I was watching the X-Files, and it was quite scary. It was creepy. So whenever I hear it, I'm like, ooh, it's creepy, that.
The first episode I remember is when there was I can't remember what episode it is exactly, but a log came to life. It became a face. No, I remember it clear as day. I was like, wow, what the is this?
There's one episode I remember which had like glowing bees in a forest. That was a good one.
Funny that. There's probably glowing bees out there, Monsanto's.
Yeah. Well,
they've made their own bees, haven't they?
Have they?
And
well, they're killing off all the rest of them. They're killing off all the normal bees. They're even
Alzheimer's.
They're even hiring people to destroy beehives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beehive vandalism. Who in the right mind goes out and vandalizes beehives?
I know, it's sick, isn't it?
Yeah. But
people have no morals or no standing with them. Sick.
It's the problem of, it's one of the sicknesses of society today. It's money controls, and people will do anything for money. People will jump through hoops and kill people and hurt animals and things just for a bit of extra money so they could buy a nice new thing. Yeah. And and enough people out there are stuck in poverty where they'll see that as the only way out of poverty.
They're given no other options.
Yeah.
Go and smash and vandalise this up. I'll sort you out 30k. Yeah, all right then, mate.
Happy days, payday. Yeah. Then you go and do it. You come back,
especially if these people haven't got a job or they're something like that, or
they're not even. They'll even use your family against you. You know, so if you're struggling,
they'll hold them captive or something.
Yeah, or even if you're just struggling to feed your family, you know, that puts a lot of external pressure upon you. A lot of pressure upon the people trying to survive today, trying to raise a family. It's difficult. You know, both parents have to go out to work to afford them. Yeah. To afford the. Yeah. But. Oh, well. To afford to pay the tax. That's what I want to say. Yeah. But. Well, hopefully Susan Mesno is still watching, because she's got a couple of questions. We've not answered them because we got, a bit sidetracked. And it was quite some time ago when we were talking about Antarctica. But she asks about Atlantis. What do you think of Atlantis? What happened? What was it all about? Just as a quick little answer to a question before we leave.
That's another thing. Where was Atlantis? I've even seen things that it could be Africa, like long time ago, because like you had Britain that was really, really hot ages ago, ages ago, and other places were cooler and other. So there's been talks that it's Africa or around that sort of place. So. Or no, it could be lost in the middle of the Pacific.
There was.
It's Could it be underneath Antarctica, or could Atlantis be a literal underneath city in the depths of the ocean that we can't get to?
The Atlantis question opens a lot of questions. You know, was it Tenerife?
Than what Antarctica does.
Was it Tenerife? Because Tenerife had a massive landslide explosion thing, or there was the Greek island. Was it which was it called? The Horseshoe Island, Santa. Oh, I forgot it now. But it's like it's like a crescent moon shape because the middle's been blown out of it. Santiago. I think it's Santiago. Possibly. But it's one of those. Who knows? Nobody. Who knows? Yeah. But it was it?
Was it even real?
Yeah, well, was it? Well, Plato wrote about. Was it Plato or Aristotle or one of the ancient Greek philosophers?
Yeah, but what were they philosophizing on to explain that?
Yeah, was it the perfect society that they wanted to create? Was Atlantis? Was it a dream of theirs? Who knows? Well, was it Madagascar? Who knows? Because, like you said, it could have come from Africa, because there were quite a few big empires back in the days, back prehistoric days in Africa. And there's evidence of that. It's one that is going to puzzle a lot of people.
The world's mysteries.
Yeah.
Or universes.
Or
mysteries.
Is the answer in the cellars of the Vatican, being hidden from us? There's a lot of information down there.
Is it North Pole?
Who knows? Who on earth knows? So many questions around that one little thing and one little place. Could it have been aliens? That's a whole new episode. Is that one? Is the UFO aliens phenomenon? Well, on that note, the question's unanswered, and we'll leave it with the imagination. So I think it's time to end the show. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, we're going to have a special Friday episode. 5G. One of the, maybe, debatably, the biggest problem the world is about to face, or is currently facing, yet they won't tell us about it. So look out for Friday, the Friday episode. I know we normally try to do a wakey episode on a Friday, try to wake up new people, but this is a big one. I'm going to be plugging it. I'm going to spread it and share it about as many pages as I possibly can. And we're going to have a real informative crux of the... Thank you for your time.
Godspeed.
Fuck.